Okay, so the webinar has started. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Midnight Golf Program pinning ceremony for the class of 2021. Well, what a year it has been for you guys. What a year it has been. We've been through a lot this year, a lot together, a lot that has happened to really make the program work, but hopefully make an impact in your lives and get you prepared for the next level of your journey for success. Ms. Renee, our founder and president, is here. She's going to speak a little later. But I did want to take a second and thank and give honor to our board members who have done such a tremendous job in keeping our organization running well. We also have a wonderful advisory board, professionals all over the country that do their part to advance our program. I want to say thank you to all the parents, for those of you who made sacrifices and allowed your young people to be part of this program, who've driven them to the program, who've done all those extra things that it took to be part of Midnight Golf. We want to say thank you. We have some success coaches that are here on this call. They're going to be joining you shortly. They'll be speaking shortly. And we have some of the most incredible mentors that you can possibly imagine, 60 adults who've been part of this program. And we have the 4 program leaders who are going to be here, and they're mentors also, and they're going to speak on their behalf just shortly. I want to thank our funders, the foundations and individuals who make significant contributions to this organization and keep our work alive. And then you students have won, what I've heard here today, $150,800 in scholarships that were exclusively from Midnight Golf students. I'm going to take just a second and read the folks who, and only because this is our pinning ceremony, I want to read just the scholarships because we think it's important that we acknowledge them at this event. So Richard and Teresa Ostring, Anita Brown provided a scholarship, the Titus Cromer Jr. Scholarship, the Vera and Joseph Dresner Foundation Scholarship, the Steve Gasper Scholarship, Dick Jacobs College Scholarship. They've been supporting us for going on 10 years now. Lionel Jordan and Tommy Longus Memorial Scholarship, significant providers of scholarships for our young people. Robert and Janet Lee, Midnight Golf Engineering Scholarship at Oakland University. Thank you so much. Michigan State University Scholarship for MSU students. Phyllis Mills Gift of Love Scholarship from our brother Reggie Mills, the Miss Renee College Scholarship. Dozens of scholarships that have been going on really for many, many, many years. Thank you, Miss Renee. The NFL Players Association and the Professional Athletes Foundation Scholarship, the Sally Sane Scholar Award, one of our board members, sports, the Lori and Tom Samanchik Scholarship Fund, Taking Off with Passion and Dreams, that's Mr. Jim Brio, and the Reverend Clarissa Williams Midnight Golf Program Scholarship. So each one of those scholarships were exclusively for Midnight Golf students, and again, totaled over $150,000. Congratulations to all of you winners. I believe that most of them have been awarded already, or you would have known by now. But thank you to you students who pressed in and made yourself present and made yourself known and were able to win that money. And then finally, I want to thank the students. Young people, you guys made a tremendous contribution to your future. You stepped in a year that was quite difficult. I can't imagine how difficult it was for you to not only be for about a year and a half now, face this pandemic and face this disruption to your lives. But I will tell you, we have some of the most unbelievable, you've heard me say it many times, I am not kidding, some of the most unbelievable young people that I've ever met in our program. This is a once in a 100-year occurrence that happened with this pandemic. And you made it. You rode through, you're graduating with honors. There are many of you who are going to some incredible schools. Well, you all going to incredible schools, but just the sacrifice that you've made to be where you are. I just want to personally, and I'm sure on behalf of all of us who are in Midnight Golf, congratulate you for your contribution and your stepping up and being successful. Remember, this is not the end. We're pinning you today. You'll get one of these shortly. but it's not the end. This is the beginning of what we hope will be a lifelong relationship. And we used to say I'm beyond, and I think Mr. Watson said yesterday, what does beyond mean? I don't know what beyond means, but I know that these relationships they last as long as you want them to. I'll leave it like that. So again, congratulations. Thank you all for being part of Midnight Golf this year. To all those who contributed and who spent the time with our students, thank you for being here. We're going to have a fairly short program today, but I want to hear from some key people, and we have an unbelievable and outstanding keynote speaker that you'll hear from later. But right now, I'd like to give the floor to our program leaders, the ones who each day were responsible for making sure their cohort was taken care of. Their mentors in that cohort were there and present and helpful, and they did, I would insist, an outstanding job. Congratulations, program leads. And if we could have some words, I'll start with Ms. Jure. Ms. Jure.
Good evening, everybody. We made it. I'm super excited to see the next steps. I'm very thankful for everybody's time and energy that they put into the program, both the mentors and the mentees. I am very proud of the things that you guys have accomplished in this unconventional year. I want to say congratulations to all the scholarship winners. If that's you, I want to hear about it some other time for sure. This is, like I said yesterday, the most resilient class we've had thus far. And I cannot wait to see you guys progress through college and throughout your lives. Always stay in contact with the Midnight Golf Program. We are here for you and we love you. Thanks.
Mr. Javon Watson.
To the class of 2021, it has been a long year, but we have made it. You all are an amazing group of individuals. Through going through virtual everything for your entire senior year, there are no words that I can express how proud of you all we are. Once you know we're always here for you, we will always be here for you. This is a second home, an extension of your family. And the only thing that I will say is remember throughout all of your journeys that even though successes and accomplishments are never permanent, failure is never fatal, right? Always remember that to get up, you got to get knocked down sometimes, but as long as you keep getting up, reach upon your mentors, reach upon your success coaches, know that you have a support system here for you. We will always be here. I love each and every one of you. I can't wait to see you all flourish, and I can't wait to see you come back and share your love and blessings with the many classes to come. Proud of you all, love you, and keep in touch.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. Mr. Coffee, Winston Coffee.
Midnight Golf, class of 2021. Congratulations. Very proud of you all. It's already been echoed what you all have been through to this point. If you're prepared for anything, there's nothing you guys will not be able to face at this stage in life, having gone through so much so early already. I'm proud of the strides that you all have made this year. Bask in the fact that you all were one of the 200 students that was chose this year. A lot of people wonder whether or not we would have a Midnight Golf program. You guys were selected out of 800 some odd students to be a part of this legacy and this family. Don't ever take it for granted. Know that you can always come home. You guys are going to be thrust into this role of leaders. You already are. And there's going to be a class coming behind you looking to you guys, which was already echoed. Remember that. Take that humbly. Take it to heart. And understand your role in this Midnight Golf family and this Midnight Golf legacy. And incredibly proud of each and every one of you all for this accomplishment, and look forward to all the great ones to come.
Great. And finally, our video producer and program leader extraordinaire, Ms. Summer Woods.
So I'm so excited for you all. Everyone has said, Jure said it best. I mean, it took a lot, right, for you all to get through this. The resiliency, I thought the numbers was going, I would log in on Zoom and I thought those numbers would go lower, and they stayed steady. You all maintained and continued to come to be a part of it and to understand it's bigger than what you can possibly imagine. I got a call today or a text message today from somebody who she's probably early 30s, late 20s, worked with the city of Detroit. And we were presenting, and it was another event, and Midnight Golf came up because Midnight Golf is an affiliation. And she sent me a text and she said, I really kick myself to this day that I allow myself to basically not listen to my mother not to be in Midnight Golf to fight her because I didn't want to be in Midnight Golf because I was a dancer and I didn't want to do golf and it didn't make sense. And she said, and every time I meet people or meet mentors or meet students, it reminds me how I should have done it a little bit different. And here it is. This is somebody who's 30 years old talking about the impact of what she's seen with Midnight Golf, that she wasn't a part of it. So I say that to say the value in what that is, what you all represent, you got to continue to represent. You got to continue to make sure the brand in Midnight Golf is built, that Miss Renee's legacy is continued to be upheld, that you don't, you go out there and you shine. And like I told the group on Monday, we have invested the time to make you all change agents, number one. And we've also invested the time for you to be disruptors, right? For you to come out, to make change, to be the change you want to see. We have given you all of those tools. We will continue to be here to give you those tools. So please, continue to keep in touch, but continue to go and be great and be change agents. And I look forward to hearing about the disruption that you all will do to change the world.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Now we're going to hear from our success coaches, and I'm going to ask Sydney to start. And the coaches are going to share the names of the graduates. They have about a third apiece of the students. And so they're going to actually share the names of the students who are being pinned today, the students who've completed Midnight Golf, who are official members of the Midnight Golf family. Ms. Wilson.
Hello, everyone. So I will keep it brief in my wording, as everyone has said so beautifully. We're just so proud of you. You're so resilient. And I know this will be a true testament to the many great things that you're going to do in the future. One thing I would just say to you is don't minimize your accomplishments from this year. Nobody has done what you have done. 2020 was so unpredictable for everybody. So even though, things didn't go the way that you wanted them to, celebrate those wins that don't look like wins to you. You accomplished it, you made it through, and we're so very proud of you. You say thank you to us all the time, but we thank you because we tested a lot of stuff out on y'all. We really did. And y'all, you made it through with no complaints, minimal to no complaints. So we appreciate you. And we just thank you so much for sticking it out with us. And we know that you're going to do great things. We know that you're going to stay in contact with us. And we're just so grateful for you trusting us with you this year. And so we're just interested to see what it is that you're going to do. So again, before I get too today, I want to read off the names of those who have successfully completed Midnight Golf. Again, we're proud of you and congratulations. Deja Adams, Zion Alford, Jonathan Ambrose, Sydney Anderson, Cameron Anderson, Elizabeth Andrews, Tarisha Bailey, Ryan Baldwin Williams, Rodney Barrow, Jordan Bell, Maya Berry, Jayla Blanding, Kobe Buford, Brendan Cameron, Ethan Cheatham, Nabila Chowdhury, Cole Clark, Caleb Dixon, Alexis Doucette, Denzel Dubois, Kirk Edwards, Madison Fales, Zion Fairnot, Anaya Gardner, Caleb Gibson, Lawrence Gilliam, Tiffany Glenn, Andre Glover, Sari Gordon, Caden Halliburton, Sydney Harris, Morgan Henderson, Cameron Henry, Cameron Herbert, Rhea Howard. I should have alluded to this before, but we're doing Monday, Wednesday cohort. So if you didn't hear your name, don't trip. We got you. We're going to do Tuesday, Thursday. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Kayla for the remaining people. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla Valentine. I am one of 3 college success coaches, like Mr. Gamlin said. I'm so happy to be here. To the class of 2021, there is nobody like you guys. I think I've said it on the calls on Monday and Tuesday. I mean, it's just a different type of grit that you all have. Carlos said that you all will be a tough act to follow. He is correct in saying that. I'm originally from Compton, California. So this little Black girl from Compton, California, by way of Michigan State, is so proud to be here. I've been here since 2012 in Michigan, but this year, and I've been with Midnight Golf since 2019, but this year, it's just a different kind of grit. So thank you all for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Thank you for sharing a piece of yourselves with us. Thank you for allowing us into a piece of your journey. Like Mr. Gamlin said, beyond, and like Mr. Watson said, beyond doesn't have a definition. This will only work if you do, right? So we want to keep in contact with you. We want to make sure that you know that we got your back. We want to be along for the ride with you all. So congratulations to you all. To the parents, y'all did a great job. And so I will continue reading off Monday, Wednesday, cohort class of 2021. Amaya Hudson, Jalen Hunter, Richard Johnson, Claire Jones, Jordan Jones, Lourdes Knox, Malcolm Lazenby, Dorian Lofton, Brianna Logan, Nicholas Love, Devin Maples, Amari Marks, Kyla Matthews, Madison McElrath, Harold Mitchell, Ryan Mitchell, Daniel Morris, Ajalan Muhammad, Devontae Nelson, Elena Nicholson, Ope Ojubanir, Jamie Parker, Kamal Perkins, Amaya Pillow, Amani Polk, Devin Powell, Morgan Pruitt, Ajaya Rahman, Jasmine Reese, Anissa Reyes-Smith, Kadari Richardson, Simeon Steiger. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Coffee. Congratulations.
All right, and we're back. So I have the distinct pleasure of being one of the 3 success coaches for Midnight Golf, as well as being a program lead. I wear a few hats because I love Midnight Golf that much. So it's my pleasure to read the rest of the names for the Monday, Wednesday class. Saida Reza, Amira Russell, Amma Russell, Kiana Salmon, Trinity Sanders, Devontae Scott, Carly Sears, Spirit Shanti, Erica Short, Desmond Shorter, Javon Simmons, Dallas Sims, Alexia Slappy, Nicholas Steiger, Makai Taylor, David Tinsley, Sydney Tolles, Zachary Torrance, Nia Trueheart, Jaden Turner, Talmadge Turner, Brock Turner, Rashad Turner, Devin Vowles, Joshua Wallington, Leslie Washington, Ryan Whiteside, Christopher Williams, and Jaden Williams. Turn over to DG.
Well, thank you all. Thank you to, I'm sorry.
We have another set of names. I'm sorry. Tuesday, Thursday, you want to go, Miss Sydney? I'm sorry.
Yes, sorry, taking it back. We didn't forget about you Tuesday, Thursday. So Jordan Alexander, Kyra Anderson, Armani Bailey, Nicholas Baker, Andre Ballard, Tori Bates, Madison Beatty, Morgan Betty, Frank Blackman Jr., Kelly Brown, Nicholas Burns, Dejan Campbell, Taylor Cawthon, Nike Cheney, Cole Clark, Ian Clark, Tamari Claiborne, Lauren Collins, Noah Conley, Kelton Cook, Ethan Cooper, Casey Craig, Serenity Crenshaw, Nyla Dobson, Jordan Drake, Imani Drame, Calvin Edwards, Karen Itzel Espatia, Deja Evans. Miss Kayla.
Sharday Ford, Autumn Gould, Antonio Green, Azaria Haley, Sean Michael Hall, Claire Hannafy, Jarrell Hanna, India Harlan, Arthur Harrington, Kyla Henry, Dylan Hicks, Madison Horton, Tyson Humphreys Jr., Shalandra Jewell, Carrington Johnson, Ryan Johnson, Elena Jones, Alexia Jones, Nadia Lester, Sean Lewis, Makaya Lagon, Azola Martin, Xavier Martin, Amber Maxwell, Sasha Mayberry, Jordan Mays, Mario Mickle Jr., and Jaden Milton.
Let this be a lesson. When you don't pay attention in rehearsal, this is what can happen. Just be aware. So I'm gonna finish off the list. Nakia Mitchell, Adar Moore, Samia Muhammad Hunter, Eva Oleta, Oluwashimilor Oyakanme, Madison Payne, Tyree Rayford, Jaden Rembert, Aaron Richard, Devin Rivera, Amon Robertson, Ellis Robertson, Connor Robinson, Tyler Russell, Brandy Seaborn, Dennis Simmons, Savannah Skip, Kennedy Smith, Carlos Smith, Leah Stone, Darnell Thomas, Naya Thompson, Elena Todd, Sydney Townsend, Kendall Turk, Camden Underwood, Kennedy Wordlow, and Joshua Williamson.
Let's congratulate all the graduates, the folks who finished our program this year, class of 2021. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Congratulations to each of you. Thank you, coaches, for your work, your diligence, to our leads and our mentors for your work, and to all the graduates. I want you to be thinking, what we talked earlier about a once in a lifetime, once in 100-year situation that you had to deal with. But there's nothing wrong with being first. Our keynote speaker today is one of the first and most dynamic leaders in our country. And we are honored to have her today. I want to read her introduction, her bio, and I think you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Suzanne Shank is president and CEO and co-founder of Siebert Williams Shank Co, the top-ranked minority and women-owned investment banking firm in the nation. A 30-plus year veteran of the financial services industry, Ms. Shank has led Siebert Williams Shank's growth from a startup to one which has participated in more than $2 trillion in municipal bond, corporate bond, equity transactions, and operates in 19 offices nationally. Ms. Shank has won numerous awards and honors throughout her career, including being named one of the 2021 Notable Women on Wall Street by Crain's New York, named by USA Today in 2020 as one of the Women of the Century in celebration of the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, named by Ebony Magazine in 2020 as one of the Ebony 100 Power Lists, receiving the 2019 Techtown Entrepreneur of the Year Award, named a 2019 Newsmaker by Crain's Detroit, and received the Shot Collar Award presented at the BET Black Girls Rock ceremony in 2017. You might have seen that on television. Ms. Shank was inducted into the Academy of Distinguished Engineering Alumni at Georgia Institute of Technology and has been recognized by US Banker magazine as one of the top 25 women in finance, by Black Enterprise magazine as one of the most 50 influential Black women in business, and one of the 75 most powerful Blacks on Wall Street, and by Women in Public Finance as She's Our Hero. Ms. Shank was selected by the Wharton School of Business from among 100,000 graduates as one of its 125 influential people and ideas. Ms. Shank began her career as a structural engineer for General Dynamics before earning her MBA at the Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, and then entering the financial services industry. She serves on the board of directors of Rocket Companies and Consumers Energy. She is a trustee for Spelman College, serves on the Wharton Graduate Advisory Board, and is active in the Detroit community, serving on the boards of the Skillman Foundation, the Kresge Foundation, and the Detroit Regional Chamber, and Invest Detroit. We are honored to have as our keynote speaker today, Suzanne Shank.
Thank you so much. Good evening to the board and the wonderful founders of this great program. Good evening to the proud parents, and above all, the Midnight Golf class of 2021. It is such a great honor to be here tonight addressing a group of dynamic, hardworking students. And David, I have to tell you, I really appreciate that flattering introduction. I'll confess it's pretty nice when I'm introduced and I hear my achievements listed. But I have to say, day to day, I don't think of myself in terms of titles. I actually don't think of myself as a CEO, much less the only African American female CEO on Wall Street. I just tell people I'm Suzanne Shank because that's who I am. And while I'm incredibly proud of what I've become, of course, I don't believe accolades define me. To me, they are simply labels. And if I am to believe that I'm defined by what I am, then I must also be defined as a hardworking Black mother and wife born to lower income parents in the South. And my father would be defined by the description on my birth certificate, Negro laborer. I think we can all agree why labels like that are dangerous. I believe when you see only what someone is, you miss the extraordinary, unique person beneath. And it's that person, it's the who that defines whether we succeed or not in achieving our goals. What you are doesn't overcome challenge and get you students through school online during a pandemic. Who you are does. What you are doesn't propel you to apply and gain admission to all the wonderful colleges you've gained admission to. Who you are does. What you are doesn't dictate where you might be in 10 years. Who you are does. You are here tonight, not because of what you are, but because you decided to apply for this phenomenal program in search of something bigger and brighter for yourselves. So you might see me after hearing my bio as an accomplished African-American CEO, but let's put those labels aside and you'll see we are more similar than you think. Let me tell you who we are. We are curious. I was incredibly lucky that I learned the importance of education very early on from my parents. My mom was a teacher and she had me reading at 3 years old. I loved learning and I never stopped being curious. Later, when I graduated from Georgia Tech in engineering and got a job working at General Dynamics, I wondered how to move up the corporate ladder faster. That curiosity led me to pursue an MBA. And so I gained admittance to Wharton, Harvard, and Columbia and chose Wharton to study finance. The twists and turns in my life have always been motivated by curiosity. And so too will yours if you keep listening to your own questions and seek to find the answers. You've already taken the first huge step towards a more rewarding future. And it started because you were interested enough to say, what more can I know? You realize that learning doesn't end at high school and that without knowledge, development and growth simply stop. For that, I applaud you. So we are all curious. We are following our instincts, but we are also thinking with our heads because we are all strategic. Let me tell you about a strategy. About 13 years ago, after founding the firm, we were faced with the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. I think you're all familiar with it. It was chaos, but I made a decision to take advantage of the turmoil within the large banks who were heavily invested in the mortgage crisis. As others were laying off employees, we hired aggressively and doubled the size of the firm. It was a risk, but it was a calculated one and it paid off. And pretty soon we made history by breaking into the top 10 amongst our competitors and were the first minority and woman-owned firm to ever do so. I learned about strategy from my parents. I had very humble beginnings and my parents worked sometimes 2 or even 3 jobs to give me the opportunities they hadn't had. My father, you know, the Negro laborer, was the first African-American bus driver in Georgia. He also worked extra jobs as a bartender and driver for rich families in Savannah. But he would go on to become the superintendent of transportation at the Transit Authority. My mother started teaching after graduating from Spelman College at 19 years old, and she was eventually promoted to assistant superintendent of schools. They rose from low income status to strong middle class. And through that, I saw the value of a plan. They made it clear to me that after high school, I would not be allowed to live with them and that I either needed to get a job or further my education. Now, that was their strategy, and it worked. When my guidance counselor at my high school directed my attention to a degree in engineering, I had little aspiration but to get a good job and be able to pay my bills. That was success as defined by my parents, and I bought into that paradigm. Once I found out that engineering grads usually left college with 6 to 8 job offers, I was sold. So I attended Georgia Tech and got a civil engineering degree. By participating in Midnight Golf and soon on your way to college, you have made an investment in your future just like I did. You are laying the foundation for wealth building, not just for you, but for those who come after you. And when you succeed and excel in your chosen path, you are contributing to the creation of a better, stronger community. Of course, being careful and deliberate as we carve out our careers and look for opportunity isn't all that it takes. We must be fiercely brave too. And you have proven that you are. Many of you have already defeated a great many obstacles to get this far. And I'm here to tell you there will be more challenges ahead because of your gender or your race or your financial standing. I still face them today, all the time. CEO does not mean anything when people can't see beyond the labels. But being brave is how we face those hurdles and soar over them. It's what gives us strength to see beyond the signposts that tell us not to keep going. When I got to Georgia Tech, I was filled with doubt for the very first time. I went from being the top of my class in high school of about 200 students to every class having 200 or more students and professors I could barely understand. I went from having a wonderful relationship with each teacher to my teachers not knowing anything about me nor desiring to do so. I felt unprepared and scared for the first time that I might fail. But courage pushed me through. I discovered study groups. And while pledging my sorority, AKA, realized studying every day instead of cramming propelled me onto the dean's list. When I made the decision to leave my first engineering job at General Dynamics and go back to graduate school, my parents thought I was insane. I was finally on a career path. I had a decent salary, but I knew it felt right, so I did it. And upon graduating from Wharton and entering the workforce on Wall Street, within 2 months, the stock market crashed. Again, I faced an uncertain future and right at the beginning of my new career. It was scary, I have to tell you, but I quickly learned that out of crisis can come opportunity. My firm at the time was able to use the market inefficiencies to save our clients millions of dollars and in turn derive substantial fees. It required me to work around the clock, but I loved it. And I never wanted to be a CEO or thought I would be one. 9 years after working on Wall Street, Muriel Siebert, the first woman to own a seat on the New York Stock Exchange, along with another partner, Napoleon Branford, approached me to start a new firm. I couldn't really get my head around it at first. I knew I would need to invest my life savings, and I had a 1-year-old at home. I was already working crazy long hours, and the only kind of CEO I could imagine as I was losing sleep all the time was catnapping every opportunity. But I soon realized when the first woman to get a seat on the New York Stock Exchange presents this kind of opportunity, you don't say no. And so two brave women and a man who must have been brave to work with two women like us became partners. Now, as a woman, bravery is your strongest asset, especially in the financial industry, historically an exclusive club for white men. Muriel Siebert was an amazing mentor to me, but I've come to know many other strong, courageous women like her. I hope you've heard of Rosalind Brewer, who lured me to the Spelman College Board of Trustees and is now the only African-American woman to serve as CEO of a Fortune 500 company, Walgreens. Rosalind Brewer is a native Detroiter, and she is brave. Melody Hobson, the only African-American woman to chair the corporate board of a Fortune 500 Starbucks, is brave. I consider these women friends and admire them greatly. We share qualities that every student on this call today also shares: bravery and determination. Now, for me, juggling a family, serving on boards, and a high-level job is not easy, no matter who you're friends with. But I've always been determined. Determined to represent my race. Determined not to disappoint my parents. Determined not to let myself down. When I was at Wharton, I went to New York City for the first time with just the subway map and a few contact names from friends, and knocked on every door I could to find a summer internship on Wall Street because no companies were knocking on my door to hire an intern with no Wall Street experience. I really think I got the last internship that summer. My knuckles were bruised, but my spirit wasn't. Now today, I'm still determined to be the best leader and mentor I can be, to stay ahead of the curve, to anticipate the next big sea change, to make sure we attract top talent to our firm, and to create opportunity for others. You have all persevered through a global pandemic and no doubt been pulled in 100 directions by different responsibilities and obligations. But what is truly remarkable is that you are all determined enough to harness the energy required to cope with all of that. That is why you will achieve your potential. And if you continue to face those challenges and stare them down, you will exceed it. Now, the final thing I hope we have in common, because it will determine how other people see you, is integrity. On Wall Street, especially, I have been constantly surrounded by greed. The unfortunate truth about the real world is that people are unethical in all kinds of ways. Maybe you've already had to make tough decisions when the right thing to do and the thing that will accelerate your ambition or make you richer are at odds. Honesty wins every time. Please believe me in this. My firm was built on repeat business, returning clients who knew that shortcuts and deals under the table were simply out of the question. Most important of all, though, honesty and ethics, they're what allow me to sleep at night. My name is Suzanne Shank, and I am curious, strategic, brave, determined, and honest. And because of who I am a CEO. Now, you can be whatever you want to be, but you must believe in who you are. You must know that you are unique. You are worth listening to. Your opinions count and your goals are just as important as the person's next to you. Today, you are graduates from Midnight Golf and soon high school. And so what you are is already changed forever. What you become, that will be shaped by who you are. I don't believe in labels, but I do believe in you. Best of luck to all of you, as I'm sure you're going to conquer the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was incredibly inspiring. Thank you so much for being with us today and for sharing that wonderful and inspiring message. Much appreciated. With that being said, I'd like to give the floor for some closing comments to our founder, our president and founder, Ms. Renee Fluker.
Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Shank. That was beautiful, wonderful. I needed that. I just wish we could have had you in person. That was fantastic. And I hope that I can take a couple of Midnight Golf students and we can have lunch over the summer. That would be fantastic. I want to say thank you to the parents. This has been a long, long 30 weeks. 1 minute we're inside, we're at Mary Grove. Next minute we're not doing anything. But you know what? We made it. We made it. We made it on Zoom. We made it in person. We made it on the golf course. And I was so excited that I had the opportunity to meet Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday in the evening. My job was to be outside and Mr. Gamler did the Zoom. And I think I had the best job because I had the opportunity to talk to the mentors, to the leads, and to the students. I want to say, I love you guys. This has not been easy, but we still got a long ways to go. We got this. We're going to be here for you. We will be here when you go away to college. You got to stay in contact with your coaches and your mentors. Just because we end tonight don't mean Midnight Golf is over. Midnight Golf is here forever. We still stay in contact with our first class of 2001. So please go to college, do what you got to do, come back, show us, show Mr. Coffee so that he could just be screaming all the time. Miss Summer, you know, she's all excited about Midnight Golf, and you just don't know what can happen if you do what you're supposed to do. I want to say thank you to my board, to the mentors, and thank you to the students. And again, good luck, and we hope to see you on some of those college campuses because we will be visiting this fall. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you, Ms. Renee, for those comments. We appreciate you and your love and your care for this program. You've been a great steward, and it's magnificent what has happened, and especially this year, how great it is for you students. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, let me say this right. It's not over. Yeah, we have a long future ahead of us, but you actually have a kind of a short future ahead of you too. So I just wanted to remind you that you all have golf clubs. So that's the golf clubs that are on the way. You all have clothes, and jackets, and shirts, and hats, and certificates, and pins, and we're going to get all of those things to you. And the reason it's taken so long is because based on the pandemic. I'll just leave it at that. But as soon as that stuff is here, expect to hear from us. We're going to have a single day where we can do it all at once. It's just easier that way. And in particular, considering what are still some lingering health concerns as we roll out of this pandemic, we think smart to just do it in one session, one fast, quick distribution spot. So that's what's going to happen. So keep an eye on your email. Keep an eye on your text messages, all of that kind of stuff. We're going to be in touch with you. We'll be looking forward to seeing you then, seeing you in the future. There's a back to school rally. Just leave that in your ear. Keep it on your email. You'll be hearing about that as well. That'll be at the end of July. We're going to have one last session as we help you launch into the first phase of your college career. And we look forward to that. Thank you to all those who are over 300 people out there watching. Thank you for being part of this historic ceremony. A special thanks again to Ms. Shank for being our keynote speaker today. How inspiring. We really appreciate you for being with us today. God bless you all. Thanks for being part of Midnight Golf and our family. God bless you. Thanks.